Okay, so number 12, we set up the mobile hotspot and make sure your carrier supports a mobile hotspot with your data plan. And the setup is easy. You could rename the Wi-Fi hotspot to whatever you want. You could use the 2.4 gigahertz band or the 5 gigahertz. You could have it open or closed with a password encryption. You can also have it hide from being broadcast all over the air. And you could also allow certain devices only, like if you have I have a Nintendo Switch, and it only connect to that device. It won't connect to any other device. And you could also have some timeouts. If there's no device connected within 5 minutes, it will just turn off the Wi-Fi hotspot. Okay, so number 13 is always on display. I don't use this feature all the time, but it's a cool feature, and it just shows you information on the screen while the screen is off, and you could just modify it to the way you want. It'll show the clock, the time, the battery, notifications, etc. And I use it sometimes. I don't use it all the time because I'm afraid of display burning. So it kind of reminds me of the Motorola on screen, always on their phones. And you could use this feature if you just go to settings and lock screen and security. Now this is number 14. This is one of my favorite features on any Samsung phone. It's called Edge Panel. I'm sorry. And what it is it just leaves like it's a little window on the side of the screen. You can modify it to be on the left and the right, and it has so many widgets and information. You could have shortcuts to your apps, shortcuts to widgets, shortcuts to your data, any information you want, and you could just slide it from the bottom here. You see it? You could have it anywhere you want on the screen, on the left side on the screen top, on the right side on the screen top, bottom. You could increase the size, the input. See, if you just slide it from the outside, and you can see I have my data usage on the left window, and also comes with something called Smart Select. And what it does is a little box there. You could just drag it around the screen, and you click on it to like a screenshot, and you just extract the text, like the icon text. Or you could turn anything into GIFs. If you are running a little movie on YouTube and you want to extract some movie footage into GIF, you could do that. And like I said, this thing comes loaded with so many features. It's one of the best things about the Samsung phones, and you could just download more. There's a lot of paid stuff in the App Store, but there's a lot of free stuff too. You can see there's a lot of things you could do on the edge of the screen, and it's one of the best things I ever seen on a phone. Now, number 15, set up your equalizer on the phone. If you go to settings, sound and vibration, you go down to sound quality and effects, you can set up an equalizer on the phone and have a lot of profiles, sound profiles, and it makes everything sound great on the phone through Bluetooth, headphone jack, speaker, etc. Now, this won't work if you have Dolby Atmos installed or enabled, but this is for people that want the best sound possible coming out through Bluetooth and other outputs on the phone. Now, number 15 is set up your camera edit modes, because when you launch your camera app, it's missing a lot of modes, and you're thinking, what the hell's going on? Why this Samsung phone supposed to have a lot of camera modes, like here too? See, it only has the selfie. So what you do is you go to the settings right there, button. And what you do is you scroll down to the bottom where it says edit camera modes. And you go to the rear camera first, and you see how some of them are unchecked. Check them all if you want. I mean, it doesn't matter. And you could just organize them if you want, like the auto up there, the pro mode up there on the bottom. You could organize the order you want the apps or the modes to be in the camera app, and just highlight all of them like that. I like the slow mode up here. I don't use AR emoji, but whatever. Let's put it slow mo. Go back out and then go to the front camera and just highlight all of them again. And then when you go back out to the main camera app, boom, you got all your settings there. See the back camera has all the settings enabled now. That's a good feature you should do when you get your phone, because you might think it's missing a lot of photo modes, and you're like, what the hell's going on? Okay, so number 17 is set up call blocking. And when you go to the dialer, go to the top and hit the settings button. And if you scroll down, look at all the stuff that I have, man. All the block calls. Look at this. It's over 50 block calls. All these are blocked and reported. You know, you can report these block calls so they won't call you again. You know what I mean? And what's cool about it, if you go back out into the dialer setting and show, let me see, go into caller ID and spam. And this service, what it does is, I mean, it gets your number and name. I mean, everybody has my number and name. That's why I get calls from spam. You know what I mean? I don't care about showing my number and name to this company. And what it does, it registers your name to the company and lets other people know you're not a spam caller. You're not a telemarketer. So when you get a call like this, a fraudulent call, it lets you know that it's a fraudulent call or a scam or whatever. What you do is you hit the bottom where it says block and report number right there under the dialer, and you could block the number right there and report the number. And if you go there, you could tell it what it is. You could tell it it's general spam, telemarketer, etc., and you can report it. And after that, it'll go in their database. So when they call other people, it will show up on other people's phones on a Samsung phone as a spam call.